Okay, I'm joined once again by my student Tony. He's a senior JKD and Kali instructor here at the Dudarian Academy in Johnson, Rhode Island. We're going to be doing a 6-count double stick exercise. It's just high, low, high. So earlier we did a 4-count high-low drill where we just went inward, backhand, So this just takes it to that next step. Kali, everything's very progressive. Everything goes along in baby steps, but it just never seems to end. So we're going to go high, low, high, high, low, high. It's pretty simple. Still in that area of beginner Kali, but one thing is once you start putting in the footwork and the body mechanic, even the beginner level exercises will have quite a bit of depth and they can keep you occupied. And a lot of these quote beginner drills, I still make my class do, the advanced class do, I still practice them. It's always good to keep good strong practice of your basic techniques in any martial art, but I think especially with the weapons. We're going to isolate just the sticks at the beginning, and then later on we'll talk about body mechanics and footwork. We've done footwork on some of the other videos, so we won't be getting into it too much here. So if you want to get a handle on the footwork for these drills, you can just check out the high-low or the single versus double stick video we shot. So in a nutshell, we're going to be striking inward backhand, inward forehand, low backhand, high backhand. Forehand, backhand, backhand. So there's the drill, just high, low, high. So that's not terribly hard. I mean, if you're able to do the high-low, this should not be very challenging. More challenging than that, that's for sure. So now, as we do in Kali, we learn a Kali drill. The first thing we do is we start breaking the pattern, messing up the drill, which is fun and aggravating at the same time, if you know what I mean. So we're going to be using some half-beat hits. This is something I learned from someone a really long time ago, and this is a good place to learn them. Later on, with some of the more intermediate and advanced drills, you can apply them as well. They work really great on the Heaven 6 pattern, Heaven and Earth pattern, and so on. So what I mean is, when I go high, when I go low, my other stick is going to come into play and hit. And then we'll continue the drill here. So what's happening? Well, what I'm doing is, this could be stopping the weapon, and this could be smashing the hand, okay? It could be maybe both on the weapon as a stronger block. It could be my first technique on his hand, my second technique on his wrist, or here on the bicep, or give me that low one more time. Or I could be going here. It just makes my other hand move on a half beat. So if these counts go 1, 2, 3, the way to do it is to go 1.5 or 2.5, 3. So I go 1, 2.5, 3. So let's just show it on the right side. So I come in here, 1, and then just as this guy's starting to go, you notice my left hand's working around in a scissoring motion. The scissor is sometimes referred to as gunting. So we go 1, 2.5, 3. So this guy, my left hand, hits and then goes back to the position because I've got to continue the drill on the left side. And then I finish here, and then I go on this side, 1, 2, 3. So when do you do the half beat? Whenever you feel like it. 1, 2.5, 3. 1, 2.5, 3. 1, 2.5, 3. So when you get that kind of like ba-dum-bum, that ba-dum-bum sound, you know you're doing it correctly. It also increases your hand speed. So once the sticks get cooking and you're putting in that little half-beat shot, you're forcing your other hand to move quickly. So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. and so on. So I think you get the hang of that. You can also put the beat in on the third shot. It's a little harder. So when you're trying to understand how to do this half beat, I recommend doing it on beat 2. It's just easier to see and easier to process. When we do it on beat 3, 1, 2, I do a double shot. Okay, so just hold out beat 3 for a second. So from here, this is my regular beat 3 if I went high, low, high, okay? But I'm just gonna add in a quick witik or a snapping strike on beat 3. So we show on here, 1, 2, 3, and then my left hand, which just did the half beat, continues on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so on. So what's happening there is when he gives me that high shot, this could be blocking his hand, this could be hitting his head, this could be hitting his forearm, or I could be stopping the stick here and smashing the knuckles at the same time. It can be interpreted a lot of different ways. But again, I think you should do beat 2 first and then beat 3, okay? So we have 1, 2.5, 3. 1, 2.5, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm not bringing them both in at the same time because that's something beginners will do when they're starting. So go 1, 2, 3. And that's not wrong. It's just not what we're doing. So you want to go 1.5 and on 1. So you hear that double click, that bum, 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 bum. Okay, I mean, when you're doing a collie drill, a double stick drill, sometimes you'll hear yourself going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.5, 3, or ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I do a little drumming, so I hear all kinds of stuff when I'm doing double stick drills. The other variation on this very simple exercise is to feed in thrusting. So we go high, low, high, high, low, high. And then here, I'm going to thrust. And then I roll off of it and I go to the low. Okay, and we've done this on the other videos as well. So I come in and thrust. He blocks my thrust. I roll off of it. I take the hand, okay? So then from here, that would be the entry. And of course, in collie, there's all kinds of follow-ups afterwards. We wouldn't just finish with the one strike. And you can add those in randomly. So here we go, beat 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so on. So there's 3 variations on a pretty simple drill. If you're going to do the drill stationary and you don't feel like putting in the footwork at that particular time, then you would work the body mechanic I talked about on the high-low video where we twist our torso. Okay, so if we were doing this drill, just kind of straight up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And so on. The next step would be to put in the V pattern with the female triangle or male triangle where we're going high, all right, stepping up towards the camera, or stepping back on every strike. I'm not going to get into it too much because it is on the high-low video. You should check that out. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It's a great exercise. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. If you like the video, say something nice in the comments below. Thank you to Tony, as always, for coming in here on our day off and doing something for you guys. Have a great day.